Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy OCZ Savage. We jumping into another deck build today. In this one, we have a super strong Fire Walker damage build. Now, this one's going to be really good for No Hope, also super good for Trials. Now, pretty much in this build, we're just going to be abusing fire. So, we're going to have the Phosphorus Tips. You'll be able to pretty much destroy all small ridden. And then with the Pyro mixed with the Phosphorus Tips, anytime you shoot at mutations, it's just going to set them on fire. And then we're also going to be rocking Fill 'em Up with lead. Now, whenever you're using that LMG with Fill 'em Up with lead, you start shooting so fast because you can actually get up to the max 20 stacks of fire rate. And then with the Pyro and the Phosphorus Tips, that's just going to allow you to set Ridden on fire even faster. That Pyro is going to start working for you. And then even too, if you're playing on Trials and then you have the difficulty modifier up, you know, at least 3115, 3204, it's going to be headshot only mode. So what I found out, you can actually just body shot those zombies. They'll set on fire, they'll die, and then with the Pyro, you'll actually get temp health for that. So it's actually a super insane build. Make sure you guys smack that like button so this could reach all the back for blooders. Now, I know I haven't uploaded in a couple days. It's just kind of really been due to the holidays. I ain't really been near my computer, so I apologize for that. So I definitely want to start with the Happy New Year to everybody. You know, any new subs, any new guys following, you know, I definitely appreciate you. We got way more deck tips, vids, tricks, all type of things coming out. So make sure you guys smack that sub button, that like button. We got more stuff for you. So jump back into the build. Now, another really good thing about this build too, since we're going to be doing the Phosphorus Tips with the Pyro is going to allow you to, of course, find, like, you know, more explosives. You know, you'll find those red barrels. And we're also going to be throwing on just some raw damage. So whenever you're using this build on No Hope, I would say we'll probably mix in more weak spot damage just to kill mutations, just to kill bosses faster. But if you're playing it on Trials, again, if you're playing high enough, like 3115, 3204, somewhere in there, 313, then it's going to be not only headshot only mode, but it's also going to disable the weak spot damage. So if you have any weak spot damage cards and you're playing Trials of the Worm on a harder difficulty, it's actually not even going to matter. So with this build, I'll show you guys a way to do it weak spot damage wise. And then I'll also show you guys a way to do it raw damage wise as well. So jumping into the decks. For this variation, this is going to be the No Hope variation. And this thing shreds. We got the Glass Cannon, we got the Hyper Focus, we got the Shredder and the Fill 'em Up. Then we'll have a little bit of resistance with the Scarred Tissue and the Hunker Down. And then we're going to be rocking Confident Killer, Pyro, and Belligerent. Now I'm going to tell you right now, damage wise with Belligerent, after you get up to that 6 horde, you'll be doing an extra 24% damage. And then with Confident Killer, after you kill 15 mutations, you'll be doing another raw 15% damage. And then if you want to make some variations, you know, if you're really good at shooting, you know, you don't get hit too much, you can maybe take off the vitamins. You know, you can go more damage. You can go more resistance. It's fully up to you. I like to throw on that overprotective because if you're staying together as a team, that gives you another free 20% damage. So you'll have 20% damage if someone gets hit. You'll have up to 24% damage on the 6 horde that gets spawned if you don't, like, go down or die or anything. And then you'll have another raw 15% damage just from killing 15 mutations. And then on top of, like, the Hyper Focus and the Glass Cannon, this thing is gonna be shredding. Now, if you want to switch it over to more of like a Trials of the Worm build, I would go this direction. So instead of having like Hyper Focus or any weak spot damage, we're going to throw on Stealthy Passage. Because of course, whenever you're doing the harder Trials of the Worm, you can't set anything off. So that's how you're going to get through the alarm doors. Then we're going to be rocking the Patient Hunter. That's also going to give us another raw 30% bullet damage if we're aiming down the sights for at least like 3 seconds, I believe it is, or 4 seconds. And then the rest is pretty much the same. We got the Belligerent, the Pyro, and the Confident Killer. Now, another thing about like using this in trials, because the thing about trials on at least 31 difficulty and higher, you can only do headshots. The weak spot damage cards aren't going to matter. So just having a bunch of raw damage is super duper good. So pretty much in everything in No Hope and in Trials of the Worm, they're all monstrous mutations. You know, they all have a lot of life. But as you can see, you know, if you just play it right with your red barrels, you know, you will have pyro. You're going to be finding a lot of those red barrels for fire. And then, of course, if you shoot that barrel and you get any kills, that's just free temp health. And then once you get a really good SMG, or I'm sorry, once you get a really good LMG, and when I say really good, I just mean like green or higher. Right here, I'm using the blue. You'll just absolutely shred everything. So as you can see, monstrous slashers, you know, it's pure chaos, monstrous bruisers. And, you know, I'm pretty much one clipping them anyways, so I definitely think this is a really, really strong build. I've ran through No Hope multiple times with this one. I've been running trials with this one live. And yeah, it's definitely been working for me. Down in the comments, let me know what you guys are doing on your walker, on your damage. Are you guys going fire? You know, are you still doing weak spot damage? Are you doing like stumble? I personally think with damage right now, it's in a really, really good spot. Because with the phosphorus tips and the pyro, you're literally going retarded. Down in the comments, let me know what you guys think about damage. Because honestly, they've completely buffed melee cards. You know, they added melee attachments. You know, they added Tala. We got Jeff. We got some extra side things on the side. But it seems like every update, damage gets overlooked because it's kind of so common. You know what I mean? Like everybody's rocking a gun. There's only like a handful of characters with a melee weapon. So I definitely think there's more that they can do for damage. But I think it's in a really good spot. Now, as far as characters, I usually use this one on Walker just for the extra 10% damage. But of course, you know, if you guys wanted to rock this on Carly, you could do that. If you want to rock it on Jim, you could do that. I haven't been using too much Jim because, again, the weak spot damage. So in Trials of the Worm, you know, the weak spot card is going to get disabled. So I personally wouldn't go with Jim. So I would say right now, Walker for this build is probably the GOAT. Make sure, again, you guys go out, try this. Let me know what you guys think. I've used it, again, on Trials of the Worm. I've used it on No Hope. And this thing absolutely shreds all mutations. So, again, I definitely appreciate you guys stopping in on the vid. And I'll see you on that next one. Peace.
All this stuff came out of the depot near the temp.